Time now for the live coronavirus update for San Antonio and Bexar County.
We're on Nirenberg with Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf, and we're joined tonight by Rita Espinoza, who is our Chief of Epidemiology at San Antonio Metro Health, and this is our COVID-19 update for the San Antonio community. Tonight we're reporting 190 new cases of COVID-19, which brings the total to 197,255 since the pandemic began. Our new 7-day rolling average now is 347. Sadly, after a few days of no deaths to report, we do have 6 new deaths to report this evening. We've lost now 2,676 of our neighbors to COVID-19, and thank you to the San Antonio community who joined us for a moment of silence today at 2 o'clock with our faith leaders. Remember that every single one of these numbers is a neighbor, a friend, a family member who has been lost to this disease, and we should keep them in our prayers. We are seeing more improvements in our hospitals, however, so there are 401 new patients in our, 401 COVID-19 patients in our local hospitals. Overnight, the 24-hour new admission rate was 49. We have 146 patients in the ICU this evening and 86 on ventilators. With numbers moving in the right direction, as we reminded you yesterday, do not let your guard down. Let's continue to wear our masks and practice physical distancing so we can get more people vaccinated and we can finally put this pandemic behind us. Let me turn it now to Judge Wolf.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. And Mayor and I have been working on different ideas about how we can continue to help stop the spread of this. One thing we did today, we wrote a letter to President Biden and thanked him for requiring face masks in federal offices. Thanked the CDC for requiring it on public transit, and VIA was saying today that they would follow the CDC, what they're saying. And we gave him the idea that directing all agencies and entities that receive federal funding to implement a mask program. So we hope he'll look at it. We also emailed it to Julie Chavez Rodriguez, who heads up the Office of Intergovernmental Affairs, and we'll see what comes of that. I want to thank the businesses that have said that they're going to continue to require a mask, according to the reports that have come out and some of the news media, that Kroger will continue, Target will continue, Macy's will continue. And then my office talked to the head of governmental relations and the regional director here in San Antonio regarding Walmart, and he said they're going to continue. So we're hoping that more will do it. And I just got a call, Mayor. I just hung up the phone, and you may want to talk to the police chief. I talked with Sheriff Salazar, and what he is willing to do, and I think legally he can do that. Let's just say you're a business and you have said, you have to wear a face mask in here. Now, we don't want them to get in trouble trying to enforce it, and we can't enforce it under the rules. But if the business calls and says, this guy is trespassing on my property and not following the rules that I have, will you come out and remove him? And the sheriff said he would go out and remove him. So that's something to think about. Maybe you want to talk to the police chief and see what his think is, what Andy thinks. But that's one possible thing that could come about. We did yesterday 5,771 total vaccinations. That's the highest number we've had through the university hospital system. We plan to do another 5,000 today. Now, they say, you should start doing teachers and school personnel. We've been doing that for quite some time. We have vaccinated to date 14,000 teachers and school personnel. Now, they had to fit the guideline, being over 65 or have some underlying health condition, but we've been doing that. And the issue we've got now, and I'm not sure, we've been booking, out ahead of time with people, and they've already filled up for the next 3 weeks. So we're trying to figure out how to handle other school personnel. Of course, there'd be a lot that could fit into that category. But I think what University Health is planning to do starting March 22nd, just concentrate totally on teachers and school personnel. So it's a little bit of a conflict to say, hey, you can go get it, and people already registered and said they got an appointment. It's kind of hard to tell them you can't do it now,
Right. Well, thank you for the update, Judge. And again, we are standing with our community as we work together to put this pandemic behind us. And that's why it's so critically important that you exercise the choice to protect yourself and your neighbors from this disease. Whether or not you've gotten a vaccine, we need you to continue to wear your mask. So please continue to do that. Before we do get into questions, I also want to mention that the Select Committee on the 2021 Storm Response will meet Friday, 10 a.m. in the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. That is the panel I appointed to examine what happened with CPS Energy and SAWS during the last month's weather emergency and help our community find ways to ensure that we are adequately prepared in the future. The meeting will be broadcast on TVSA, and that is AT&T Channel 99, Grande Channel 20, Spectrum Channel 21, Digital Antenna 16.1, or you can dial in for audio by calling 210-207-5555. If you decide to attend in person, health and safety protocols to prevent the spread of COVID-19 will be in effect, so including temperature checks. Face masks will be required, as will physical distancing. And also, we want to remind you that there is assistance programs available for you if you've been struggling through this pandemic, paying rent or mortgage. There's an emergency housing assistance program. You can reach that by calling 311. If you're out of a job without an income and would like to enroll in our training program, which is training for skills for jobs that are available today while you receive a stipend to make ends meet, you can enroll by calling 210-224-HELP. And as always, you can get the latest on COVID-19 by texting COSA.gov to 55000 or by going to the website covid19.sanantonio.gov. Please continue to protect yourself. Wear your mask, practice social distancing and proper hygiene. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, and do it for San Antonio. With that, Rita, myself, and the judge are available for questions.
For the mayor and the judge, could you comment on the Texas Department of State Health Services decision to now include teachers, school staff, and child care staff to get vaccinated?
Well, what we've been doing is going.
This briefing is continuing right now on KENS5.com and our Facebook page. Tonight we have a low number of new cases, 190. The new 7-day average is now 347, and unfortunately, there are 6 new deaths. In our local hospitals, we are also seeing improvements. Judge Wolf says he and the mayor sent a letter to President Biden today regarding masks. Also, we're giving out more vaccinations in our community, and while teachers and school staff are now eligible to get a dose, the judge says already 14,000 educators and school personnel have already been given a vaccine so far in Bexar County. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back.